One morning, Kristy's stepdad announces they're gonna get a guide dog for the blind. I like Watson, but geez, he's already adopted a baby and changed the custody agreement for Karen. Why does he keep making all these big decisions without consulting Kristy and the rest of the family first?
Argofont Book Review, Argofont Book Review.
This book was written by Nola Thacker. Watson's decision is inspired by Deb Cooper, a 12-year-old girl who unexpectedly became blind. Deb goes to Shannon's school, and it's a mystery to me why Shannon is not in this book. Shannon's the one who knows Deb. You'd think she would be the contact person, not Kristy. The family is warned that raising a guide dog is a lot of work. You have to train the puppy in a specific way. It has to get used to being around humans, and it can never misbehave. They get a cute dog named Scout and introduce her to everybody. Marianne babysits the Coopers. The two boys are fun kids who do their homework. Their sister Deb, who is today's plot kid, is angry at the world because of her blindness. Deb is rude to Marianne. She complains about her clothes and screams she doesn't need a babysitter. Scout is such a smart puppy, they don't need to potty train her. She learns it perfectly on her first try. I'm no dog training expert, but I'm pretty sure that's impossible. It sounds like a lie to me. The Coopers hire Kristy to babysit Deb, even though Deb is 12, and she just threw a screaming fit saying she doesn't need a babysitter. Kristy decides to cheer Deb up by arranging for 5 little kids to make a surprise visit. Is it just me, or is that a terrible idea? Deb doesn't want to socialize. Let me force her to hang out with 5 strangers. That'll help. Predictably, the plan backfires. Deb gets mad at the kids, and she's mean to them. She gets extra mad because they feel sorry for her, and she refuses to talk to anyone for the rest of the afternoon. Kristy takes Scout to a grocery store. A woman must not know what guide dogs are because she throws a screaming fit. There's a dog in the building! Ah! She gets the manager and orders him to kick the dog out because dogs can't be in public places. Why does this woman hate dogs so much? The manager says no, he won't kick the dog out. The people nearby start applauding for him. It's a weird chapter. Kristy has softball practice. Jackie Radowski breaks his shoe. Karen feeds the shoe to Scout. Kristy gets mad because that is against guide dog rules. You can't train a guide dog to chew shoes. Kristy says this like there is a type of dog that should be trained to chew shoes. Stacy babysits the Coopers. They play kickball, and Stacy tells them about guide dogs for the blind. I'm a little surprised they've never heard of guide dogs before. Also, why didn't Kristy mention her guide dog when she was staying at the Coopers earlier? Kristy takes Scout to a dog training class, led by a woman named Imani.
Imani used many of the teachings and principles I had read about. And you know what was amazing? Imani's sit command worked the first time for every dog.
It annoys me that this book skips over all of the dog training stuff. Kristy says they use special techniques which teach dogs potty training and how to sit perfectly on the first try, but Kristy doesn't say what these techniques are. I want to learn about the magical perfect dog training techniques. I think the dog training class was just an excuse to have a scene with a bunch of cute dogs. After this first class, the book skips ahead in time to when dog training class is over. Now they're having a party for the dogs. Because apparently nothing interesting happened in the, 3 months between the start and end of class? Kristy babysits Deb. She politely asks how Deb is doing. Deb says she's blind, thank you. Deb wants to go to the movie store, but her brothers want to play in the backyard first. Deb leaves without telling anyone. Kristy realizes Deb is gone. She sees a lost and confused Deb in the middle of the road. Deb almost gets hit by cars. Kristy saves Deb and helps her get back home safely. Deb continues to be angry and mean towards Kristy. The Coopers get a letter from the Guide Dog Foundation, which explains how guide dogs work. We're 100 pages into the guide dog book. I think readers understand the concept by now. Deb seems a little interested in getting a guide dog, so Kristy takes her to a big party for guide dog trainers. Yeah, another dog party. The dogs wear costumes, everybody is so nice, and there's a group picture. The end. Post-book follow-up. This book is kind of boring. I don't think there was enough content with Scout to fill up a whole book. In several places, it felt like the author was trying to stretch out the dog story as long as possible. The biggest failure of the book, in my opinion, is that it skips over almost all of the dog training stuff. We're told Scout learns everything perfectly on the first try. That's all we get for dog training. It's definitely not what I expected based on the book's title. I thought the storyline with Deb was okay. There were 2 moments where she talks about blindness, which gave me pause. I can understand the readers who didn't like Deb's story. It's unpleasant to read because it's all about her being mean and angry towards the Babysitters Club members who are near strangers. There's not enough resolution to Deb's story either. Yes, Deb is slightly nicer at the end of the book, but she's clearly still a mad middle schooler who hates life. Overall, I didn't like the book. It's got a lacking main story with a serious subplot that is unpleasant. It would be improved with a 3rd subplot by beefing up the dog storyline, by having actual dog training, and by giving more resolution to Deb. I give Babysitters Club number 118, Kristy Thomas Dog Trainer, a 3 out of 10.